Today we'll be making this Motel inspired mesh button-up shirt. Before we started the video, I wanted to share Ana Luisa with you. They're a sustainable jewelry company with trendy and classic pieces that are very affordable for the quality, and there's no luxury markup. They do this by using 100% recycled gold. They also make small collections, so there's no excess waste. Ana Luisa was kind enough to send me a few of their pieces. I chose the 𝐂𝐿𝐿 flower necklace because it would layer perfectly with my nameplate necklace, which you usually see me wear in videos, but it's broken at the moment, so the 𝐂𝐿𝐿 necklace is beautiful to wear on its own too, which is nice. And then I chose the bold huggy hoops because I've been seeing them on Bella Hadid, Emma Chamberlain, Hailey Bieber, all those like fashion icons right now. So I wanted to kind of replicate that look and that like classic gold hoop aesthetic. Felt like you guys would be interested in hearing about this brand because I know that sustainability is important when it comes to hand-making clothes, and Ana Luisa really strives for that in everything they do. Everything comes from like a place of sustainability, and they try to be as eco-friendly as possible. They don't want to harm the environment while trying to look good, you know, which is what we do on my channel. After receiving my Ana Luisa jewelry, I can feel the quality. There's a weight to it, and the gold is really pretty. And it's actually interesting, their products come from the same jewelers as Tiffany's and Louis Vuitton, so you just know that it's good quality coming from those other brands. If you're interested in any of their pieces, Ana Luisa offers fast worldwide shipping. You can click the link in the description and use my code IsabellaDupuy10 for 10% off. You can also follow Ana Luisa on Instagram and subscribe to their newsletter for lots of jewelry inspo and exclusive sales. So let's get into the video. We're going to be using Pattern Lab's body glove block. You don't need to alter the sleeve, so cut that out with 3/8 of an inch of seam allowance, then trace the back bodice stopping at the hip line with 3/8 of an inch of seam allowance cut on the fold. Now we need to alter the front body glove block. Trace around the bodice front to the hip line. Draw the button placket extension by 3 3/4 inch extensions, notching every 3/4 of an inch and square off. Drop the front neckline 1/4 of an inch and smooth out with a curved ruler. Add 3/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way around except at center front. I drew the extension by 1/2 inch increments in the first clip, so I'm correcting them to 3/4 of an inch in this clip. Cut out the front bodice piece. This is how you'll fold the placket for sewing. Make sure to add 3/4 of an inch piece of fusing to the inside center front edge. It's important to have fusing because for adding the buttonholes. Also, if you can get like a really sheer black or even brown fusing, then that would be best. Mark the buttonholes on the left-hand side placket. There are 6 buttons. The first button is 1 inch down from the center of the edge and 1/2 inch long, and then the other buttons are 2.5 inches apart from the bottom edge of the 1/2 inch. Draw a line starting with the back neck width, notch edge as the shoulder, continue with the front neck width. Mark the height at 1.5 inches tall, then complete the rectangle. Extend 1/2 inch down at center back and draw a line out to the shoulder point. Mark 3/8 of an inch in on the other side and draw an angled line that's 2.5 inches long from the 3/8 mark through the corner. Draw a line connecting to the shoulder. Fold the pattern paper in half and use a tracing wheel to trace out the collar stand and top collar. Add 3/8 an inch of seam allowance. Divide the top collar into 3 sections. Slash the sections as shown. Tape the center of the top collar along a straight line. Spread each slash by 1/8 of an inch. Smooth out and add 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Pin the back bodice panel to the front bodice panels along the shoulders, right sides together. Serge or zigzag stitch the shoulders at 3/8 an inch seam allowance. Pin the sleeves to the armholes, right sides together, starting at the center. Serge or zigzag stitch the sleeve to the armhole. You don't need a serger for this project. You can just use zigzag stitch, but this is a really good serger project if you wanted to do something specifically with a serger. Pin along the sleeve and sides, right sides together. Serge or zigzag stitch along the side and sleeve at 3/8 an inch. Pin the top collar right sides to the fused top collar. Sew only along the top and side edges at 3/8 an inch with a straight stitch. Turn and iron the top collar. Top stitch the sides and top edge. Fold in the fused button placket twice at 3/8 an inch and then top stitch the inside edge at 1/8 to 1/4 an inch seam allowance. Pin and sew the collar stand to the neckline. I started with the fused side, but I recommend starting with the unfused piece to conceal the fusing. Leave 3/8 an inch hanging over both sides of the collar placket. Sew on the undercollar with a straight stitch at 3/8 an inch seam allowance. Sandwich the top collar in between the fused and unfused collar stand pieces, match the pieces up at the center and pin outwards from there. Sew along the under collar at 3/8 of an inch as shown. Push up the seam allowance along the neckline and then fold in the seam allowance on the open stand collar edge. Pin down. This is easier if the fused piece is on the inside, and I recommend you do that. I did it the wrong way, so you should just do it the opposite way so then you don't see any of the fusing. Top stitch the seam allowance down at 1/8 of an inch. I struggled with this because I was sewing on the unfused piece, so yeah, just switch the order or placement. Top stitch the stand collar as shown. Mark the buttonholes on the left-hand side placket. There are 6 buttons. The first button is 1 inch down from the edge and 1/2 an inch long. The other buttons are 2.5 inches apart from the bottom edge of the 1/2 inch. Sew on the buttonholes using your machine's instructions. Mark the button placement on the other side of the placket so that the button is marked as the middle of the buttonhole. I find it's easier to just do it with the buttonholes instead of measuring it, because then you don't have as much room for error, but it's really up to you. Cover stitch a 1/2 inch hem at the wrist or turn up the 1/2 inch hem and zigzag stitch. Again, you don't need the machines, this is just what I had and what I was using, but you can still get a similar result with like a twin needle. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys are interested in Ana Luisa, don't forget to click my link and you can use my code for 10% off. And don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. See you in the next video.